Newt Gingrich is the former Speaker of the House and a Fox News contributor and joins us now. Mr. Speaker, good morning to you. And we do remember that moment. Your piece, How Radical is Raphael Warnock? You write, look at Georgia Senate candidate's record. In your piece, you highlight that moment by Chuck Schumer, saying when Georgia's Senate race ended inconclusively on November 3rd, Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer gloated, first we take Georgia, then we change America. What's your warning with this piece, Mr. Speaker?
Well, first of all, I think that he said it pretty clearly. They want to take Georgia, and then they want to change the whole country. And frankly, Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff are perfect candidates to do just that. They're both radicals. I think Warnock is more radical. And as I said in my newsletter at Gingrich 360, he is the most radical major party candidate for the Senate, I think, ever in American history. The quote you just gave is one more example. He's not just against tax cuts, but he compares the senators who voted for a tax cut in 2017 with King Herod killing children. He says you can't serve in the military and serve God. He describes the police as thugs and gang members and says they're an active danger to children. He's so pro-abortion that some 24 African-American pastors have called on him publicly to back off of his position because it's so pro-abortion. So you go through all of Warnock's things, and that's without getting into his theology and the people that he admires who believe deeply in an anti-white theology. Skipping all that, just on the normal political side, he would, I think, rank as the most radical candidate ever nominated by a major party for the U.S. Senate.
Really important that we put his own words that you just paraphrased up on the screen. This is December 2017, when you referenced Herod. While others were sleeping, members of the United States Senate declared war, launched a vicious and evil attack on the most vulnerable people in America. Herod is on the loose. Herod is a cynical politician who's willing to kill children and kill the children's health program in order to preserve his own wealth and his own power. Mr. Speaker, when you look back at the benefits of those tax cuts that President Trump implemented, that policy went into effect 2018. This is Market Watch, had the largest benefit for low and middle income earners. That's according to Market Watch analysis of IRS data. Taxpayers making between $40,000 and $50,000 a year had the largest fall in average tax liability, a 14.5% drop, Mr. Speaker.
Well, you know, the sad thing is, with somebody like Raphael Warnock, who is an African-American pastor, you would have thought that having the lowest black unemployment in all of American history would have been seen as a good thing. Having a substantial rise in take-home pay for the lowest level of workers would have been seen as a good thing. And of course, you just reported another thing I just have to say in passing. Everybody thought Donald Trump was crazy, and the New York Times and others attacked him, the NBC News attacked him for saying we could have a vaccine this year. Well, now we're reporting one of the great triumphs of a combination of American science, American entrepreneurial companies, in a way that people literally thought 6 months ago was impossible. And so people like Warnock, I mean, I'm always surprised because they reject reality, describe their fantasies, and frankly, how are you going to unify the country as Joe Biden claims he wants to if you have a candidate who's compared to the people who vote for a tax cut to King Herod, who killed every young boy in an effort to try to eliminate Jesus? I mean, particularly here at the Christmas season, may be peculiarly inappropriate to have cited Herod and compared that to senators who voted for a tax cut, for Pete's sake.
I only have a few seconds with so much on the line in Georgia, early voting underway. How do these new comments that are just now coming to light affect the race?
Well, I think the more people realize that Warnock is this radical, the more trouble he's in. And frankly, with Ossoff, they have a very similar effect. The most recent poll, for example, by Trafalgar shows Kelly Loeffler now, Senator Loeffler, now ahead of Warnock by 3 or 4 points. I think that'll get bigger as people realize that this guy really has a set of values you wouldn't want to see in the U.S. Senate.
Speaker Newt Gingrich, a pleasure to have you this morning. Thank you.
Good to be with you.